What's going on, everyone on the Hardcore Sports Network, Sleeper Sports Media, and if anyone's tuning in from MicDropSports, which is going to bring in my guest, Jason. I joined your show last night. It's awesome. We get to do back-to-back. You come on mine, so thank you for joining me. How was your day today?
Awesome, man. Just got done with football practice. So, yeah, living the dream. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Good to be here, man.
Yeah. So this is going to be fun, going to be exciting. It's a brand new show that I am kind of incorporating into my, like I said, wrestling is my bread and butter. So as we get closer to football season, this is going to be like a review, week to week show to review everything and review the games and then make my picks. Also, part of the network will be, we have a weekly pick 'em kind of thing where there's going to be a different host every week. So that's going to be fun. I'll kind of incorporate that into this show as I do my weeks that I have. But for the first episode, just going to be kind of fun to chat about how we became fans of the teams in the best city in the world, the Steel City, Pittsburgh. And we got the chat here. I can pull them up kind of as we go. George T, a lot of these guys are probably going to be from you, so I definitely do appreciate. I believe Victor here, he's from Mitch, so in the network, so I definitely
What's
appreciate
up?
that. TD, we
What's
got
up, man?
George again, TD. So yep, there's the just quickly go through the comments, everything like that. We'll do the best to keep up. Figured this will give a chance for your audience to voice that since we didn't get to roll through everything last night and it was kind of crazy having the guest on and whatnot. So but yeah, so real just introduce yourself real quick to the network, to my audience, and then we can kind of roll with just how you got into becoming a fan of Pittsburgh, the Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, any team, Pittsburgh wise.
Yeah, man, the whole 9 yards. I'm Pittsburgh through and through. Been definitely since I was a kid. I didn't have a choice, Nick. I grew up in a household to where there was one city on in my house, and that
Yeah.
was Pittsburgh sports. We had 36 channels. You was watching the Pens, the Pirates, or the Steelers, which I never argued about watching those. So definitely grew up that. I was actually a Green Bay fan for 1 year because I had a steal starter jacket, a pullover that I loved. I love the colors, but that was a brief stint in my life. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, just grew up watching it, grew up addicted to it. Remember being heartbroken as a kid when the Steelers lost to the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl with Bill Cowher's first appearance. I remember the Pirates and their heartbreaking years. I remember the highs of the Pittsburgh Penguins winning back-to-back Stanley Cups and winning with Yammer Yager and Mario Lemieux, and just so many sports memories from the city of Pittsburgh. And it's truly the city of champions, man. No doubt
Ab-
about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So George T was there. Jason gave us a squib kick tonight. So
I
keeping
did, man. Yeah,
everyone
sorry, guys.
keeping
I wanted
keeping
to do
everyone
do it back for
on their
Nick, though.
on their toes. No, this is gonna be fun. We'll get this kind of format style can give everyone a chance to be heard in the chat and whatnot. So it's gonna be fun. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the same way. I like it's gonna be fun to talk about the different eras of when you became a fan, what you got to see, and then whenever I started actually following it and being a fan. It's the same thing. My dad is pretty much my whole family is Pittsburgh through and through. My dad went to Penn State, so I am a Penn State fan over a Pitt fan. But and then I got family in West Virginia, like we talked about last night. So big West Virginia fan and Penn State
Yeah.
fan. So it's fun whenever they can both beat the shit out of Pitt. You know, eat shit Pitt for both sides. And then just I can remember in 2008 watching hockey for the first time when the Pens lost to the Wings in the Stanley Cup, and then the next year when they won it. Um, my uncle kind of got me into hockey more so than anything, but like my dad and my uncle, I still remember going to the Igloo. I did go to the Igloo one time before they moved over to the PPG Paints Arena,
Yeah.
and I remember wearing my Heath Miller like practice jersey, and we beat the Bruins 5-0, and it was the coolest thing ever.
Good shit.
So we got some love showing from the network's Facebook page, I believe, either network's Facebook page or mine. Never was into football, always a wrestling fan. So that's one of the wrestling fans. No problem there. I appreciate you
Yeah.
stopping by, whatnot. But yeah, so I mean, but I would say like oh man, I'm trying to think of when exactly I started following. And I've really only ever known Big Ben as the quarterback for the Steelers. So I,
Wow.
I, I mean, I probably started actually following and paying attention in '06. So
Yeah.
whenever they won Super Bowl 40, that's when I first started paying attention.
Yeah.
But I mean, so that's gonna be where the eras are gonna be fun to talk about and go back and forth from.
Oh yeah, man. I know way back and way farther back than that one actually. Tommy the Gun, just before Big Ben, just even that era. Cordell Stewart, Neil
Yep,
O'Donnell, so
yep,
many that just came like right before there. You had the Bubby Brister era, There were some tough times in Steelers football, especially there between Terry Bradshaw and Big Ben Roethlisberger.
yeah. It's. I mean, I remember I remember middle school years, and I wore a Santonio Holmes Super Bowl 43 jersey, and my health teacher was like, "Is that a Cordell Stewart jersey?" And I just looked at him and said, "Who?" And it was just the funniest thing. And then like I said, I grew up with Troy Polamalu, Hines Ward, Heath Miller. Those were like my guys. I always had the Super Bowl DVDs that kind of went through the season and everything like that. So I
Yeah.
remember hearing Heath Miller crazy rookie year out of Virginia, whatever. So it was just a lot of fun. Then same with the Pens. Whenever they won the Cup in '09, and then again in
Yeah.
16 and 17, that got me really into hockey. And then with the Pirates, PNC Park is my favorite baseball stadium, like no
Oh, it's
doubt,
beautiful.
no question.
Yeah.
But I am also a Yankees fan. My grandmother was a diehard Yankees fan, so Derek Jeter, watching him Sunday Night Baseball, Yankees, Red Sox, everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, PNC Park quickly became my favorite stadium.
Your grandmother got to enjoy a lot of those fall days in Yankee
Yes,
Stadium back in
yes,
then in those times, man. Some of those teams were unreal, unbelievable teams for
yeah.
the New York Yankees.
Yeah. And then I can remember like whenever couple years here and there, whenever the Pirates and Yankees were trading guys back and forth and
Yeah,
everything. So it was like one became the farm team of the other, and it was like you can kind of even when I go to Pirates games, I still see Yankees jerseys. So it's crazy that
yeah.
people are fans of both, and that they just happen to be the two teams that I've
Just look at
always.
Russell Martin hitting a
Yeah,
home run in the first playoff game that the Pirates had appeared in over 20 years, hitting a home
exactly,
run coming from the New York Yankees. And
exactly.
I was at that game. I was like probably 50 feet away from where that home run hit. And that
Wow.
stadium, the top blew off of that place. It was unreal. The chance of Cueto when he dropped the ball,
Mm,
unbelievable atmosphere, man. Probably
yeah.
the best sports atmosphere that I had ever been involved with, no doubt about that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine. I can remember watching it on TV, and then seeing clips whenever it pops up, in TikTok or whatever, and just, I mean, how much it was a rock. The blackout they got going,
Yeah,
similar to the Pens whenever they either do the whiteout or the gold out.
yeah.
But I mean, playoff atmosphere in Pittsburgh. There's probably nothing like it.
I've
Nothing
been to an
like it.
AFC championship game, and I have to say, from the AFC championship game that I was at and
Hmm.
the actual Pirates' first playoff game in 20 years, there was no comparison. That Pirates game was absolutely insanity. I thought that place was going to crumble. That's how loud it was there. It was insane, man.
I
There's
I
some
love
people
that.
on my channel that I know that are steady, loyal listeners. George even said it there in the chat I saw that have been watching the Steelers since the heyday. So, like, these guys have probably seen some ruckus places. Three Rivers used to get rocking, dude.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they've probably seen some crazy stuff too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I haven't been to a playoff baseball game. I've been to a playoff hockey game. That's the only I think that's the only playoffs that I've been to for sports wise. But I mean, the I remember another just random story. My uncle and I were going to game 2 in 2014 when we were playing the Rangers, and he got regular seats for us in like the upper bowl or whatever. And turns out whenever he bought them, the website timed out, and he ended up buying tickets for the lower bowl, or he bought ended up buying tickets for game 1 for
Oh,
however it happened, but he bought tickets for the wrong game. So
oh,
we get
Jesus.
there. we get there, we walk in, and they're like, "Yeah, these tickets are for last night's game." And he's just like, "How is that even possible?" And they're like, I don't know, but that's what it says." So we had to go over to the window and buy tickets for that game. Luckily, they let us uh, kind of trade those tickets in to put towards the new tickets, and the only tickets that were available were 29 rows off the ice. And we ended up we drove the whole way there. We're 4 hours away from Pittsburgh, so we weren't going to turn around.
No.
Um, so that was one of the craziest moments, just from my us getting there. And just I think they ended up winning that game, and then I think they might have won the series. It was 2014, so it was right before their 2 years back to back on top, and everything. And speaking of the Pens, it's fitting that debut on 8/7, Sidney Crosby's birthday.
Yeah.
So hopefully he gets a new deal, gets an extension soon. But yeah, so Pirates Steelers. Any fun stories you got right off the bat from those
Uh,
Pens?
Pens, man. I've only been to very few Penguins games, man. I've been to some at PPG. I've been to the old Igloo, man. I've actually watched wrestling events more in the Igloo than I've watched uh, actual hockey games. I used to go there when they had Monday Night Raw come all the time. I used to do that kind of thing more than anything. But the Pens games, I've been more on TV, being there. I've been to just some regular Joe Schmo, regular
Yeah,
season games, nothing crazy. But
yeah.
yeah, all my memories are on TV more than anything in the Pens.
And sometimes that's just as cool. I can remember in 2009 when the Pens won. I immediately was like, I was in middle school, so I think I was like, I was here, my sister was here, and then my mom and dad, they were somewhere, and I called my mom immediately. The Penguins just won the cup. The Penguins just won the cup. I want to order all the shirt and the towel and everything. And she's like, "No, wait till I get home." And then I just went and did it anyway. And I ordered them, and I had the towel. I felt so cool. Same with the Yankees. I still have the World Series towel. I don't know what happened to my Stanley Cup towel, but
Keep those,
yeah,
man. They get worth
yeah,
money back later in life.
yeah.
I
So and
got a
then
book of baseball cards in there that are so damn old, but still ain't worth no money. They're almost 40 years old, some of them 30
mm,
years old. They ain't worth a damn dime. Yeah. I went, when you were saying Pens, that made me think of something here, not to interrupt you or cut you off,
no,
but
yeah, yep,
they had, I always remember when I was in that stadium, like PPG, you
yep,
had the little blimp that flew around that
yes.
stadium. I don't know why I'm like mesmerized by that stupid blimp. Like for I could just watch it for hours flying around there.
And then
It's
during
crazy.
intermissions and stuff, they send it out and it drops money or drops whatever
T-shirts, I
different
think. Yeah,
t-shirts, money, coupons probably. And then
yeah.
yeah, I can remember the one year. I think it was I think it was a Pens game, but we went, my dad, my sister, and I, and I think they were playing the Flyers, and they ended up beating them. And it was like, or it might have been a Steelers game, and it was like if they score within 2 minutes or whatever, everyone gets like a free small fry from McDonald's or something, or giant. It was something at Giant Eagle, I think. And like I said, we're 4 hours away from Pittsburgh, so we get in, we go to the game, and then we leave and come home. And after the game, there's no way we're going to be able to do that. And sure enough, they did whatever they needed to score in whatever time. So we got free French fries, and my sister was like falling asleep because she was bored. She just went just to go, just because like,
Yeah.
hey, my dad got us tickets or whatever. And so everyone screams and wakes her up in the arena. And she's like, what happened? And I looked at her and was like, we're getting free French fries, and she started going crazy.
You remember when you used to go to games back in the day, and everywhere you went, I swear, dude, I don't care what game you were at. I felt like, especially at pit games, I felt like they did this. They would put like these hot dogs, they'd wrap them up, and then they'd like shoot the hot dog up into the stands that was like wrapped.
Yes.
At Pyre games, even they did that. And I would eat them damn hot dogs. I'm like, how old are these hot
Yeah.
dogs? One,
Yeah.
and like, what in the hell am I eating a hot dog
Yeah.
that was shot out through a can?
Yeah.
But they always used to do that, and you'd get this beat up hot dog in your hand. Good hot dog
Yeah.
though.
Oh, absolutely. You can't go wrong getting a hot dog at a baseball game, hockey,
No,
football. I mean, you just can't. And like I'm a
they
Sheets guy.
taste different.
I don't know if you have Sheets or Wawa, and I'm assuming
Sheets.
Sheets probably. Yes, I'm a Sheets guy. So the hot dogs at Sheets can't. I will never not go for those. And like it's so cool that Sheets is a sponsor of the Pirates now and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean those hot dogs in general, just A plus
Dirty
plus.
water hot dogs, bro. That's what they got to be. Dirty water ballpark hot dogs that got a little
Yes,
snap to them, man. That's what you
yes,
need, you
yeah,
know?
absolutely.
And
Yeah, I
stale
mean,
popcorn. Nothing like eating a box of stale popcorn, dude. I mean, come on.
absolutely. I mean, it's just one of those things. Like I can remember in school whenever we had to write, the essays or whatever. And like I've always been like sports and writing, but I never formatted my writing correctly. So it was like the journalism that we media we do now and everything. It was like I was always destined to do it, but like my writing was never formatted. So like I can remember writing stories about a baseball game or whatever, and just trying to figure out how to format it correctly and stuff. And my teachers were always like, I know what you're trying to do, but you just got to work at it more. And it was like, describing walking through the concourse and smelling the hot dogs and everything like that as you get out there. And then there's the first sight of PNC Park. There's nothing like it.
No, that skyline's amazing, bro. I mean, it is. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a
Yeah,
Pittsburghese type guy,
yeah.
Pittsburgher. That skyline is absolutely amazing. It's awesome, dude.
Russ is there. Nobody knows we're here. Jason didn't put up the link.
No,
It,
Russ, I forgot, bro. That was my fault.
it's
That
all.
was my guys. I came home from football practice. I coach a youth team, so I apologize. We'll do better. Nick and I are trying to
Yeah.
do
Yep.
some work together,
Yep.
so we'll
Yep.
figure it out, man. We'll get it all
Yeah.
taken care of.
No doubt, no doubt. It's all good. Like I said, the people that are here on the network or my channel, even on, got 6 from Twitter right now. So it's all appreciative. Definitely, no doubt about it. So,
Yeah, man.
uh, yeah, I mean, PNC part. It just I have so many different stories about just going to games and um, just crazy walk off moments. Being in going to a game years and years ago where it was pouring down rain, and there might have been maybe 1,200 people there, maybe, and
Yeah.
it was just spotty in PNC Park, and I was sitting out in left field, right below the scoreboard, but still on the concourse level, and the entire section was just empty. So it was my whole family basically, and my cousin and his friend and I were sitting in our seats on the top part, right below the scoreboard, and we were at any. I mean, the Pirates ended up winning the game in a walk off, so we were going crazy, but we started the woos that go around PNC Park. We started
Yeah.
that. We started that.
That dude, that used to piss me off. Actually, I hate to say that. Like, dude, my wife and I, we get like these super expensive seats through her work that we didn't pay
Yeah.
barely anything for. They were in section 20. I sat right beside the district court judge for the city of Pittsburgh or something
Mm.
like that. He was like a bigwig judge. I sat beside him like 20 games a year, and we would hear those woos. And oh my god, my wife would be like, "Who the hell is doing that?"
it was it was so cool because like just being at the game and doing the woos that went around. It took a while before it started picking up, and then you could hear because this the stadium was so spotty with how many people were sitting out
Right.
and in the rain. You could hear it and see it from where it would go woo to woo around the park. And then, like I said, they ended up winning on a walk off, and my entire family wanted to leave at like the fifth inning, and I'm
Ah,
sitting there and I'm like, I am not moving. This is so cool. The only 3 in the section. We made it on the jumbotron 6 or 7 times, and just like going crazy. So
oh
I mean,
yeah.
it just there's just nothing like it. I mean, I got
Wow.
the Senators, 30 minutes away from me, and those games are fun, but it's nothing like Pirates game or even a Yankees game. I was at Derek
Yeah.
Jeter's second to last game at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, wow, man. That'd have
Yep.
been cool. I'd have liked to seen one of his final games. I mean, he was like, amazing. I mean, what an amazing career, second to none, really,
Oh, it I mean, just from that, just I mean, more Yankees. The Yankees kind of took over for a while up until like 2013, and then I started like going to more Pirates games than I did Yankees games, and I'm like, yeah, PNC Park is heaven, heaven. So
Which team are
it's
you
in
closest to?
Pittsburgh for sure.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
I thought you said something was 30 minutes up the road from you.
30 minutes in Harrisburg, the Harrisburg Senators, the Nationals
Oh,
Double A
okay.
team. So I
Okay.
saw when Bryce Harper and Steven Strasburg were both in the minors. I saw them like 2 or 3 times in Harrisburg, probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're a Phillies. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't
Well,
know that.
Nationals. When Harper and
Nationals, yeah.
yeah, when they were with the Nationals. Yep. When they came up. Yeah. It was they're fun. I try to get up there. Well, I haven't been to a game there in probably 10 years. So
Yeah. That's crazy, man. I like AAA baseball, actually. I
yeah.
like baseball in general. But when the
Yes.
Pittsburgh Pirates stop trying to compete,
Yes.
when they get in those ruts, and it's a blatant not trying to compete. It's not
Yep.
just, hey, we've made some bad moves. It's just, hey, we're not giving a shit or
Yeah.
trying. We're
Yep.
taking your money, and it is what it is. And it frustrates me, and I quit watching it. And it's sad because baseball is one of my favorites. I love to watch baseball. I know it's boring to a lot of people, but
Yeah.
I love to watch it. And man, it's so cool to get caught up in the storylines and the big moments. But you gotta give a shit,
Yeah.
and Nutting did not give any, didn't give a crap, man, and it pissed me off so bad. Sorry, sorry for cursing. I don't know if that's allowed on here or
Oh
not.
yeah. It all good. All
Okay.
good. If it slips, it slips. Yeah. Yeah. It's all good. Yeah. I the last Pirates game I went to, it was my dad is from Phillipsburg, PA, which is outside of State College. So he's an Elks member up there, where that's where he golfs at, and they do bus trips of a group of people to go to Pirates games. And the one time they were playing the Nationals, and the Nationals former first baseman, he played for the Braves as well, Matt Adams. Um, he's from Phillipsburg, which is like where my dad's from. It's a very very small town. It's like 20 minutes outside of State College, like super small town. So we all went and we sat on the Nationals, the first base side. We saw Matt Adams and everything, and we were getting back on the bus to leave, and this vendor was selling T-shirts that said "Spend nutting, win nutting." So I bought one to making fun of Bob Nutting for not spending any money.
Cheap ass Nutting, man.
Oh man,
Yeah, no
it's
doubt. He owns
yeah.
Seven Springs too, which is the mountain resort right up
Mm,
from where we all are here at the base of the Appalachian Mountain chain here. But Seven Springs is a big time resort. He owned it. It totally just went to crap, and I think they've sold it to a group out of Colorado now that
mm,
does a ton of different resorts across the country, across the
yeah.
world. But man, he had it ran into the ground. It was absolutely horrible. Yeah, so yeah, it's like anything he touches, he turns to crap for some
Yeah,
reason.
it sucks because like PNC Park, like I don't know how they lucked out and and got such a fantastic stadium. Um, even
Yeah,
like Phillies fans at work, the other day they were talking about stadiums in baseball, and PNC Park is top notch, number one for anyone, any fan, any team. It just is beautiful, and
yeah,
it's crazy to think that they just. I mean, like you said about the resort, he just doesn't care and let it go, and PNC Park is still standing strong and looking beautiful every day. So
yeah.
that
They've done a
is
lot of upgrades too. You see, like some different seating areas, different things of that nature. They've definitely
yeah,
taken care of it. I mean, it's got to be probably one of the top ranked ballparks across the MLB. I would say, anyway. Just the amenities that are there, the views that are there, the sights, the sounds, the smells, the walking out in front off the Roberto Clemente Bridge, the
yes,
statues out front. There's little things for the kids to do. There's like a playground. There's so many things to do there. And that's one thing that I think a lot of pro sports teams should try to do. Where's your next generation of fan coming from? A
yep,
lot of these kids want to sit in the house and play Fortnite or
yep,
play these video games.
yep,
Get them involved in the sports. Get something there for them to do. Get something that for them to be interested in and bring them to the games and breed that next generation of fan because you're going to lose those fan bases before long if you don't nurture and cultivate them those fan bases. It's just crazy how there's no emphasis on that for a lot of pro sports teams. It's crazy to me.
There is a speaking of crazy, you can add delusional to that list. We got a Cowboys fan in here. It's the Cowboys year this year. Screw the Steelers. Yeah.
Oh
Oh
Lord,
man. Oh man.
man.
Yeah. It's
Jordan,
so
I got to say this about the Cowboys. You have Dak Prescott, who can't win in the playoffs. You have Ezekiel Elliott, who's about 125 years old, needs a cane to get through the line of scrimmage. You got to have be propped up, you know. You got CeeDee Lamb, I know that, but hey, man, you got a quarterback who can't win in the playoffs. It's been proven. So, yeah, enjoy that $50 million a year quarterback that you got down there.
yeah.
Enjoy that.
Not only juggling either Prescott or CeeDee Lamb, you got to figure out when is Jerry gonna be all in on this.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I have a couple different friends that are Cowboys fans, so I love to joke around with them. There's two Cowboys fans at work that were the one guy, he sits right across from me, and he's like, we were just talking about football yesterday after the news that was going around that the Steelers are in it, out of it, whatever.
yeah.
And then the Browns were in it, so then of course the office manager was running his mouth as Browns fans love to do, and so then the guy sitting across from me, he was just sitting there quiet, and I'm like, "Who's your team?" He goes, "The Cowboys," and he goes, "I'm not proud of it, but I still rock with them." And I was like,
My
"That's the
uncle's a
realest thing."
Cowboys fan.
That's the realest thing I've ever heard from a Cowboys fan.
My uncle's a Cowboys fan, been one forever. So yeah. What's better, NFL or flag football? If that's not even a question, in my opinion, I can't even answer it or take it
Yeah,
serious.
there's no way around that one. It's the NFL for sure. I can't believe they're gonna seriously add flag football to the Olympics. Apparently, the next
I
time
mean,
around.
I don't mind that. That's not something that I would, be ultra bothered by. I get worried about the NFL leaning toward this
Yeah,
non-aggressive nature,
yeah,
this fostering just offensive football only, not worrying about the
yeah,
defensive side, taking that physicality out of the game. And I think you're asking for issues and you're asking for problems because this game was, built up on that physicality. People want to see that, man.
yep,
And I understand limiting injuries and things of that nature, but football at its purest state is a physical game, a game of detail, a game of passion. And when you lose those things, I think your product becomes super watered down, man. And
yeah.
I wouldn't be into it.
Yeah, I mean, just from the changes they've made to the Pro Bowl, where they lean into
Yeah.
like the doing the skills contest and everything like that, and it's just like that was fine, I guess, but it's just like just make the game actual football where it matters. And I know they do it right before the Super Bowl and whatever, but it's like if they would, I whenever they were, I saw something about adding that the 18th week or whatever, and making the Pro Bowl in the middle to in
Yeah.
place of like the second bye week, and then it would just shift, it would move everything down a week down, so then the Super
Uh,
Bowl would fall on the Sunday before President's Day, and then we would have off that Monday anyway.
But you move that into the middle of the year, you're kind of defeating the purpose of what a bye week is. Guys
True,
are going to spend time with their families, going to get away from the game a little bit,
true.
relax and heal up. That I think they're taking away that part of it, and I think players, they're already ticked off about playing on Thursdays. These quick turnaround games, you
Yep.
can't have those things, in my opinion. Anyway, I just think they're asking too much sometimes in terms of if you want a physical game, you can't have back-to-back games like really
Yeah.
quick in 4 or 5 days, and you can't ask guys to give up their time to heal up, their time with their family. You can't ask those crazy things,
Yeah, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, yeah, it's yeah.
I
I mean,
agree
that
with you.
was just one thing that I whenever that started to really gain some traction of, adding that 18th week and everything like that. So, which I
Yeah.
mean, moving the season back or just adding that second bye week for players, if that's what they do versus moving the Pro Bowl and pushing the Super Bowl to the Sunday before President's Day, then giving everyone off that day, I would be down for that. But Um,
Yeah, no doubt.
there was a
It
comment
is what it
there
is, no doubt.
from Russ there. He saw the same players from the Senators, 20 minutes from Harrisburg, live in Hershey. Yep, Hershey. That's the Bears. I'm in the Giants Center, Hershey Park, a lot during whenever you said about Raw going to the igloo and everything. So
Yeah.
I'm at the Giants Center anytime there's wrestling there. That is for sure.
Isn't it cool to ride by, up there, State College, and you ride by, you're on the
Yep.
highway, and you see
Yep.
Beaver Stadium
Yes.
out in the distance, and
Yes.
that is a really cool thing because it just pops up out of
Yeah.
nowhere. There's this
Yeah.
monster stadium, you know. That is one super cool thing. I used to inspect gas wells for OSHA
Mm.
up there at Tioga State Forest. I don't know if you have ever heard of that up near the New York State line. Like if you go past State College, it's called
Okay.
Tioga State Forest. And I would literally wait for that view on that drive because it was like a 4 hour
Yeah.
drive, and it was just
Yeah.
like I can't wait to get there and see that, man. It was so neat.
Yeah, that is one of the best parts of, like I said, so my dad lives 2 hours away from me here in central PA. So he lives, up north, and I take 322. And just like you, that part, whenever I get to the State
Yeah,
College exit and I'm going, I'm like, I get ready, it's going to pop up and everything. And like, if, my friend's coming with me or whatever, and boom, like just there it is. And I can remember the year that Penn State beat Ohio State, um, when Grant Bell had that, the block field goal, and then they returned it for a touchdown. I was driving by the stadium as as they were getting ready to kick off, and I
oh,
could hear the stadium from the highway. Just,
wow,
I mean, there, and I've been to so many whiteouts. I've been to the stripe out. I've been to the helmet one. Been to all,
yeah,
like, Penn State games. I go to more than I go to Steelers games, just because it's so close and
yeah, no doubt.
everything. It just, going to college, I love more, but watching NFL, I don't know. I love both, but actually watch and am ready for Sundays to watch the
Yeah.
Steelers over Penn State.
I like college atmosphere too, but you got to
Yes.
think too where I live. I have WVU, who's
Yeah.
never good. Yes, they have a diehard fan base, but they
Oh,
are never good. They never
yeah.
compete for anything on the national stage. And I don't know how people continually support a program that doesn't go for it. And that bothers me with WVU because I think it's a program that's set in a position that could be good and that could make those runs and could do those things. But for some odd reason, they don't do it. And then I have Pitt down the road who plays in an NFL stadium that's totally grossly too large for them. They can't fill it. It looks stupid. They fill it whenever it's a versus WVU or something. They do those things. But Pitt needed to be back in Oakland, playing the campus where they belong.
Yeah.
When there was the stadium up on the in the Pete or up by the Pete, that was better. Up in Oakland, that's where they
Yeah.
need to be. That's where they need to stay. They need to have their own facility. It's just ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
I get no good college football down here.
Yeah, I mean, I got to drive 2 hours if I want to go to a Penn State game, but luckily, if I, off chance randomly decide, on a Friday I get off work and be like, I want to go to the game, and then I can jump in the car and I know that I can go up Friday after work, stay at my dad's, and then 20 minutes away, with
Yeah,
the traffic or whatever going in, I can figure out when to leave, and then or just wait up until right at game time. I don't even have to go over and tailgate. I can just drive over, whatever, and or have
yeah,
him drop me off, and then whatever, or we just go. And then whenever he goes, obviously, then I got to make dad bring all the food and whatnot and handle the tailgate and whatnot. So that's always the
yeah,
best.
man. They have the only Duck Donuts up in State College that's around here that I know of, and I love that damn place. We used
Yeah.
to go up there and stay at a hotel just to go and hang out, and my wife and I and the kids. I'd go inspect the gas wells. They'd hang out, swim at the hotel. I'd come back.
Yep.
We'd do it again, and we'd always go there just to get Duck Donuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of crazy, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Mount
Yeah. I mean,
Rushmore.
Penn
Oh,
State.
sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
mean to call
Yep.
you.
Yep. I was like, if you had a Mount Rushmore of NFL teams, who would you put on there?
Oh, me. Oh,
Oof.
shoot. Definitely, and not just because I'm a Steelers fan. I have to go with franchises that have been ultra competitive in championships and have done things to move this league forward in terms of progressing this league in the right direction. And right now, I have to say the New England Patriots, the Pittsburgh
Yep.
Steelers, the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Giants. Those teams have move this league forward. They have several championships. They do the things that, the San Francisco 49ers. I would
Yep.
say those
Yep.
would probably be the teams that, are just big name, big fan base teams that, are kind of the glue of this league, man. And those are the teams I'm looking at. Teams that win, teams that care about winning, and that's what they put above all else. And I think those types of teams do that.
Yeah, without a doubt. I That's exactly who I was thinking. The Steelers, the Patriots, the Niners. I would probably go like Green Bay over Dallas just because I just don't like the Cowboys. Green Bay, and I like the old teams that like the original teams and everything like that like have that history, like the rivalries more so than like just teams specifically. But yeah, all the teams that you said 100% would be up on there.
Yeah, and that encapsulates like different
Yeah,
eras.
yeah,
You got
yeah,
your Patriots of a more modern
yep,
era and getting
yep,
their dynasty. The Steelers more of the '70s in their dynasty. The Steelers, they've won modern day Super Bowls, but just more. Yeah, back in the day, the Giants they've done some
yep.
things, beating the Patriots, winning championships like that. I don't know those teams that pop off the page to you, man, that do some big things. And Tom Brady, I know people have this Deflategate shit and they bash him or whatever, say the Patriots cheated. Tom Brady, we got to face the facts, is the best quarterback to ever play football, hands down. He's a winner. He wins at by any means necessary, and you're gonna get hate when you're a winner. And yes, the Steelers are my team. That I feel like they got cheated by a couple of the Patriots games, but man, 7 Super Bowls is hard to top.
Yeah.
It really is hard to overlook.
Yeah, that is for sure. While he was playing, and as I was younger, I didn't want to accept it. I didn't want to say it. I couldn't
No,
stand watching him. And then as I got to realize what was actually going on and understood the game more, 100% was, Brady is just that guy. So, and then of course,
yeah.
whenever he retired, unretired, I was like, okay, he's just playing this game now. And then the roast of Tom Brady was so good.
Uh,
So I've become a Brady guy, I would
I
say.
don't know how people sit up there and let people talk that kind of amount of crap to them, man. I would be like flipping out after a while. I'd be okay with it for about the first 20 minutes. And then I'd be like, come on, bro. Like,
well, well, I'm sure Netflix probably wired their big check to him half before and then half after.
yeah,
So I mean, he got like I can't even millions of dollars to sit up there and let everyone make jokes that he's heard and read for so many
yeah,
years. So it's like, and then Gronk killed it with that. I mean, Gronk was probably really, really good with the
yeah, he's
roast.
good.
Nikki Glazer was my favorite, but
Yeah, she's good, man. I like her.
oh,
I like her a lot.
I think I was becoming a Brady fan, and I like just the goat was decided. The goat conversation was decided, and then it just rolled into like then I saw the roast, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm a Brady guy now, I guess. But I'm excited to see
Yeah.
what he does on was what he does for Fox.
Yeah, my three favorite quarterbacks, though, in the NFL, at least my time, have been Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana, and Tom Brady. And I say that because those guys know how to win championships.
Yep.
They've been competitive. They were competitive in their career, and they have the hardware and the rings and things of that nature. Those just were my guys so far through my lifetime. Patrick Mahomes is inching into that, but
Yeah.
definitely those guys just man, I loved watching all three of them guys play. And I
Yeah.
didn't get to see the '70s Terry Bradshaw. I was still not even thought of. So I've seen replays, but man, I definitely just the three best guys that I can think of.
Yeah. Yeah. For for me, it would be I would say Ben. I mean, Ben, Eli, and probably Brady, just because like those guys were the three that were
Yeah,
always in that the top conversation there. I mean Ben, just because that's who I watched, and
yeah.
I mean just I lucked out being the only that being the quarterback that I grew up watching, and then I got a taste of Kenny Pickett and Mitch Trubisky and hopefully Russell Wilson turns that around and I can go back to enjoying watching a Steelers quarterback.
Oh, dude, I feel so bad for the younger generation of Steelers fans right now, man. That what they've had to endure, a decade worth of just no playoff success whatsoever to speak of. Backing in with help and things like that. Just it's been a tough go. And my son, he's been a Steelers fan for some time, and he's always talking about, yeah, we're gonna be better. And I'm like, he's never got a chance to see these guys be good. The last time they were good, he was a baby, man, and they won Super Bowl 43 against the Arizona Cardinals. That was the last time that they were good, that I remember. Well, that they had won the Super Bowl. They did play against Green Bay later on, but definitely he's never got to see that, and I feel so bad for them guys. It's like, damn, you're deprived.
Yeah, yeah, it's like that's why I like this the dynamic that we have, different eras is so fun to talk about and throw around and like because like my dad, my uncles, they're all older, so they got to watch that generation before, and then led into Big Ben and everything, and then like same thing with Crosby. As he gets older, he's 37 today. As he gets older, he's gonna like I'm now not gonna know who's who on the Pens. Like I've known Crosby, I've known Fleury, I've known Letang, and I've known Malkin, and and that's it.
Yeah.
And now it's
You're going to
like
see that break up soon, though, man.
yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I know it's
Yeah.
coming either retirement or just going somewhere else. Which I hope I'd rather see all three of them retire than leave and go
Yeah.
play somewhere. Like I hated when Fleury went. Uh, you know, just happy for him
Yeah.
that he went and then was able to find success elsewhere. But I mean, just one of the best.
Hockey's a little bit easier to keep teams together. That's one nice thing about hockey. You can
Yeah.
kind of swing the cap around there a little bit differently. Guys don't make the tremendous amounts of money that they make in pro baseball, football, and those types of things. But yeah, it's a little bit easier, man. You look at Sidney Crosby. What was he making? Like $8 million a year as the best player in the entire world for a long
Yeah.
time, and things like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a different animal. But man, it does become hard though because you need to get fresh legs in there. You need guys that can push up the puck up ice and make some exciting things happen. And if you don't have those fresh legs, those young legs, the hop in their skating,
Yep.
yeah, yeah, you get to where the Pens are now,
Yep.
non-competitive, at least in playoff hockey anyway.
Yeah, and that is right where you do not want to go flat have a flat line and not be competitive
Right.
playoff hockey wise. But I mean it just so
What's your
hopefully they
favorite
can
playoffs, Nick? What do you like
oh
out of football, MLB, NFL, pro hockey, NHL? What is your favorite playoffs to watch out of any of them?
oh man. Um Playoffs I would say NHL.
Me
I
too,
would
man.
say hockey. For
Yeah,
playoffs, I would say hockey. For like finals, like the championship game,
yeah.
Super Bowl
Nothing
or
like that,
hockey.
dude.
Super Bowl
Nothing
or
like that.
hockey.
Yeah.
Super Bowl
What
or
about
Stanley
the
Cup. Yep.
Preds, Predators, Pens in Nashville when the
Oh,
Pens won the cup? The energy in that building, man.
oh
The
man,
energy in that building was absolutely insane.
that series was that series was really fun. I loved that series. And then I mean, I think it was the year before when we faced Ottawa in the Eastern Finals. I
Yeah.
mean, that was those teams are just just we'll probably never see that in Pittsburgh again. I mean, it's or it's just going to be some time. But
Yeah.
yeah, Victor there. I mean, remove the Pro Bowl. Jordan, what did you all think of SummerSlam? I sat through
I didn't watch it.
5 hours of it. I loved it. Anyone who has Peacock is a wrestling fan. Go back and watch it. It was
Oh, it
fantastic.
was on Peacock. It wasn't a
Yep.
pay-per-view.
Nope. So yeah, back in 2020, the WWE they sold the WWE Network to Peacock, and that's where all their pay-per-views are. So if you have Peacock, you have access to the whole WWE library of everything, all
Live
the
though, when
old
it's
stuff.
live, do you get it?
Yep. Not like weekly, like
Like
USA.
WrestleMania, you get it live.
Yep. WrestleMania, all the Survivor Series, the Royal Rumble,
Damn, bro!
SummerSlam.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Yep.
I'm pissed. I'd watch that shit if I'd known it
Yep.
was free.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
it's not free. I pay for
Yeah. Yeah.
Peacock, but
Yeah. Yeah. Or if
still.
yeah. Yep. So I mean, yeah, now you know. You can go back, you can watch it, you can watch the Rumble from this year, WrestleMania from this year, everything. They do put older episodes of Raw and SmackDown up there. They're just not very, up to date with it, and or they just take a while to upload the episodes. There's Russ again. Mentioned the Bears winning the Calder Cup again this year.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, they
good.
went back to back. That was awesome. I did see start to fall along there towards the end. One of those diehard WVU season
Uh,
pass holders. I
I
want to
know my
go.
boy Russ would jump in there whenever we said WVU. That's his. Those are his people down there, man. He loves WVU. He's diehard. He turned me on to Beanie Bishop a lot whenever Beanie Bishop was getting signed with the Steelers, undrafted free agent rookie. Kept
Yep.
hyping him up, and we were all big on it over on the channel. And glad to see Beanie shining so far this training camp.
Absolutely. Yeah. When we drafted Zach Frazier, I was pumped because West Virginia guy, um, plays center. I think his number is 62, which was my old number. So big fan of him. But yeah, I'm trying to get to Penn State, West Virginia this year, down there in
Yeah,
Morgantown. So I've never been to a football game down there. I've only been to Morgantown once. So I am,
yeah.
I,
Morgantown's all right, man. It could be a lot better, in my opinion. I've been to them. Yeah. I just think that they missed the boat with it, man. I
yeah,
really do. I wish their stadium was downtown in the campus where the
mhm,
real campus is, like the
right,
original parts of campus. Put
right.
that bad boy downtown. Just bring that environment, dude. And I think college teams miss the boat when they start moving their stadiums outside of the campus, outside of the town in which
Yeah,
they got built up in. I don't know. There's a different environment in college sports, and you need to keep that environment and nurture it, and I don't know, breed the new fan base into it and make it exciting, man. It gets disappointing when you see these college teams do some of the things they do.
yeah, and I mean, they still kind of do a really good job of it because I know, like, whenever my little cousins were growing up and we were just watching football or whatever, and I would talk about Penn State and show them like videos, show my little cousin. I say little, he's 6'7", and he's a senior this year in high school.
Yeah.
So I mean, he he went to a Penn State baseball camp, but I was like, bro, if you go to Penn State for baseball, I will be at every game. I will move back up that way, and I will be there.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, that
It's
just
cool to know somebody on the team, especially
yeah.
a major college program. My cousin
Oh,
Jeff, he played for Pitt. He played tackle or guard. I can't remember. I was young, but he played for Pitt when their stadium was up in Oakland into campus, and
okay.
I remember seeing games, going down in the locker room, seeing Dan Marino's glass cased
Yeah.
locker, and guys on the team at that time where it was just really, really cool going down on the field. It's cool as a kid to get to have that access.
Yeah. Yeah. We had my my senior year, we went to one of our for baseball for high school. One of our guys uh, who graduated the year before, he ended up going to Penn State, and he became a manager for Penn State. So we got to go to a Penn State baseball game, and we got a tour in the locker room and everything. And this was while they were renovating it, so it was like we got to see the before, and then my cousin went up while they were in the middle of it. So everything was gutted, and he's like, I don't know why they held the camp now. They should have just waited till it was done. And I was like, well, there wasn't much to see before they started, so just give it some time. Let them
Yeah.
cook.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where we were. NBA have the best playoffs. I was big on
Yeah.
the NBA in like 2012 to like 2014, 2016, and then I just
You can't play
stopped.
defense in the NBA no more.
Yeah,
Everything's
I
a
just
foul, dude. I coach youth basketball, and it is super, super annoying. Everything is a foul. You can't play defense. So if you don't have an elite scorer of the basketball, you
yeah,
can't win, man, because you can't play defense. You can't trap anybody down in the corners anymore. You can't play the press as hard as you like to. And that's my thing as a coach. I like to press the ball
yeah,
or press the basketball half
yep,
court wise and really push a full court press. You can't play that brand of basketball no more, and
yeah,
it's annoying to me.
yeah. Press Virginia. March Madness is
Yeah,
another one. I
yeah,
was I'm big over college basketball over the NBA for sure.
yeah. I would
Um,
too.
yeah, I mean Penn State basketball games they are a lot of fun, even though Penn State has never been great at basketball. Um, I've gotten to
Yeah,
be part of some games where the 2 years ago when they beat Michigan, when Michigan was ranked number 2 or 3, and Penn State beat them at the Bryce Jordan Center. I stormed the court with everyone. It was awesome. It was awesome.
hell
I was
yeah.
actually in their Twitter header whenever they changed it, and they had everyone on the court. I zoomed in and I found where I was. That was a cool moment. I've been on TV for Penn State hockey games, sitting right behind the goalie when we lost to
Wow.
Notre Dame, and you see my face like
Yeah,
disappointed and everything. Yeah, so Penn State and Pittsburgh, those are, and West Virginia. I can't not mention West Virginia, but
yeah.
uh, NASCAR playoffs. I never got into NASCAR.
I love NASCAR back in the day. And I'm the prototypical Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Yeah,
fan. And when Dale was gone, that sport lost its villain. It's lost its excitement. And I don't know how they ever find that again. When you have a figure that big,
yeah,
that polarizing, man, it's hard to ever recover from that. And I don't
yeah,
think NASCAR's ever been able to find its way since then. You had Dale Earnhardt Jr., but he wasn't his daddy,
yep,
and that's just what it
yep,
is. So sorry, but that's just the way it goes. It's tough to lose somebody like that, no doubt
yeah.
about it. Somebody that carries a sport.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, yeah. Anytime I was just listening to, I forget what it was, but it was like anytime you mention a sport and you immediately think of the one player, it's like
Yeah,
those players are special. Basketball, you think MJ or you think LeBron.
yeah,
Baseball, I think Derek Jeter. Football, I mean, you can think Tom Brady, you think whoever, but those guys are super special. And Pat McAfee does a good job of like diving into NASCAR and getting NASCAR guys on his show
yeah,
to talk about that and get involved, being in Indy and the Indianapolis 500 and everything like that. So it's hit or miss whenever I like deep dive into like try to get interested in it. I do have some interest like the last year or two. My sister went to Liberty University down in Virginia, and one of
yeah,
the NASCAR drivers who also went to Liberty is sponsored by Liberty. So I watch
yeah.
for him, and I'll share news about him whenever he wins. But that's about it. I can't sit and watch NASCAR though. I just
Yeah.
can't.
You talk about those guys though in those sports, those first name guys you know by their first name when you refer to that sport. Michael, basketball, Michael Jordan, Sid, hockey,
Yep.
Joe, football, Tom,
Yep.
football, those things, those names that you can instantly just, that
Yep.
Dale racing, those
Yep.
names, man. Yeah, those are special guys. You're right. No doubt about it.
What's up, Russ? Did you find the link? I had to search. LOL.
Sorry, guys. That's my fault, man.
it's
I'll do better. I'm sorry,
It's
guys.
it's yeah, it's all good. I made my post late. Sometimes, most of the times, I don't even make a community post or post it on Facebook. So I do just as bad of a not sharing it out and everything like
Yeah,
that.
I
But I'm
usually do, but
yeah,
we got out of football at 8 o'clock. Yeah, I'm not going to make you wait for me for 15,
yeah,
20 minutes while I
yeah,
do
yeah.
all that
Yeah,
stuff.
it's all good. I'm just happy that we can we were able to do
Yeah,
back to
man.
back nights. Get
Yeah.
content for the both of us.
Oh,
Chat a
yeah.
little bit, have a lot of fun. So this is awesome, and we'll work out everything going forward. Get on a better schedule. I
Yeah,
know
man.
you coaching, getting out late and everything like that. So like I
Yeah.
said, Mondays, Tuesdays, I don't get home until 8 o'clock. So it's the same
Yeah.
thing basically. The rest of the week, I get off at 5, home around 5:30. except today, whenever traffic was insane coming home for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
that always
Uh,
sucks.
but yeah, so it's all good. We're having fun. People found us.
Yeah.
Jason, you got King of the Ring behind you. Where's your black and gold, bro?
Hey man, yeah, that's my profile picture usually, man. The king of podcasting. That's just
Oh
what I
man,
like that. I like that background, so I always put it
yeah,
up.
yeah. Peacock app is where WWE lives. Yep, the WWE network. They were the first to have a network of a library of all their events.
Yeah,
Got rid of the pay per view model, and then they sold it to Peacock, partnered with them, and now that's where everything is. And it's insane the full library of stuff that they have.
yeah.
Brian, the WWE documentaries on Peacock are awesome. I mean, they got everything. Library of every episode of Raw from 19 whatever. Raw is War, Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression. They got everything. So
Yeah, I like
definitely,
the original Raws, man. When it was
yeah,
filmed in that small studio,
right,
that's where it was at,
right,
baby.
yeah. Everything from WWE pay per views, WCW, old ECW, um, yeah. I mean, everything you can think of. And then in January, Raw will be moving to Netflix.
Oh, that's
Yep,
cool.
yep,
That's neat.
yeah,
I have
yeah.
both. I'm ready. I'm down. I might
I
watch
mean,
it.
there you go. And yep. So they're it is whenever that broke, it was massive. It's like 10 years, $5 billion was the deal
Wow.
that WWE did with Netflix to take it, move it to a streaming service, and I mean the first of its kind. We're gonna get to see Jake and Mike Tyson on Netflix and their fight in November, about 100 days away, to see how
Yeah.
sports are on Netflix. But wrestling will be for sure a little bit different, and just I'm excited for it. So
Nick, if my phone dies and I fall off, you know why. I had to warn you.
okay,
I'm
all
sorry. I
right,
have like
yep,
3%
yep,
left. I wanted to tell
yep,
you. My
yep. We
fault.
can yep we
I
can
usually charge my phone before I go to football. And
yeah.
today I decided to lay on my bed for 15 minutes and I fell asleep. And I woke up and I was like, oh crap, I didn't even charge my
Yep.
phone.
Yep. No, it's all good. We are, like I said, I mean, we're hitting
Oh,
that
we've
hour
almost
mark.
been going an hour anyway,
Yep.
huh?
Yep. So we can finish wrapping up. I was figured we would, get into stories and just chatting and everything. So we couldn't really hit on the the
You
uh
need
the
debrief days,
news.
Nick. It can't always be the news of the day and
Yep.
the
Yep.
misery of what's going on. You need
Yep.
debrief days, man.
Yep. So that's why I figured this style would kind of be fun up until we can get into the actual season, making picks for the week, having fun with that. And then, reviewing the games like I talked about last night, the Jersey Jerry,
Yeah, man.
and that kind of thing. That's more my style than the analytics. I mean, like I said, I found your channel, started watching, and now I listen to the show from the previous day every morning when I go to work. So I
Awesome,
mean,
man. Thank you.
it's awesome. So we
Oh
can,
yeah,
yeah, we
thank you, man.
can roll through the rest of the chat, and then wrap it up. And yeah, we can, yeah. So that'll be
Appreciate it.
episode one of Yinzer Talk. Like I said, new podcast debuting on my channel, the Hardcore Sports Network, and then whenever you want to be a part of it, open invitation. So
Thank you.
uh, Morgantown needs to be downtown for sure. What's up, Brian? Typed in name and found it. Accidentally walked into the Lady Lions locker room. Oopsie.
I wouldn't be mad about it.
I'm a huge Penn State fan too. Easy to scout tickets at stadium. Don't need to see. That is true. That is definitely true. I'm always see
Yeah.
every time I walk in, they're like tickets, tickets. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm all right.
I'm good, bro.
um, yeah, Wesley turning heel on the Rascals last night on NXT. That I was covering NXT for a while, and then I had some stuff go down, and I had to switch up what I was streaming for. But yeah, that was crazy last night. I will be back streaming, doing watch longs for NXT whenever they switch over to the CW in October. And that is going to be a lot of fun to see where they
Yeah.
go forward. NXT is the developmental for WWE now.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's Shawn Michaels is in charge down there in Orlando, and
Yeah,
Triple H is in charge of the main roster, the Raw, the SmackDown. So
yeah,
it is wrestling is in a really really good place. If there's ever time to get anyone who used to watch it back into it, it's right now. And I tell everyone that I talk whenever
yeah,
I hear anyone mention wrestling, I'm like I'm all ears, and I tell them I'm
yeah,
like, yeah, right now it is hot. Like the Undertaker was just on Logan Paul's podcast, and he
yeah.
was,
He's been doing a lot.
yeah, they were asking him like, what do you think about the current product and everything, and he's like it is so different than what I grew up with, what I did, and it's made, but I can't. He was like, I can't bitch because it's you guys were killing it. So, um, just it is crazy to see the Undertaker looking at Logan Paul and saying like you're like he told him you made the United States title relevant again.
Yeah.
So it because of what he did and took it everywhere and stuff like that. So
Oh
um,
yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, we hit that hour mark. So, like I said, we can wrap it up. You want to tell everyone where they can find you? Same thing. Shoot me an
Yeah.
email with or text me with your links. I'll throw them into the description. Yeah, when we can wrap it up and
Yeah, man.
get ready for
Uh,
our day
yeah,
tomorrow.
Facebook. We have Facebook. I have an Instagram. I have a TikTok. I don't use them guys very often. I need to start that. I'm bad. So I really don't post anything on those. But I have a Twitter and X, which I can send a link of exactly how to get to those things.
Yep.
Of course, I have a YouTube channel, Mike Drop Sports, and it does pretty decent, man. We get decent amounts of people. We do daily live stream. Except for tonight, we came over with Nick and did this.
Yep.
But we do a daily live stream, daily uploads usually, especially when the season happens. So yeah, come check us out. Come and join the conversation. We try to get everybody involved in it, and
Yep.
yeah, that's about it, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Like I said last night on yours, it's a lot of fun to finally talk some Steelers football with Steelers fans, creators, everything like that. So,
Hell yeah,
and
man.
I did hear what I don't know if it was. I think it was the live show yesterday or the one before that. Someone had asked about like you doing a watch along for a game. If you want to
Yeah,
do that, like they mentioned how Ben does it on football and with Ben, I
yeah,
I'm all for it. I will give that a shot. I already do
yeah.
wrestling, so why not? I'm sure we could make it fun. So we
Yeah,
can
maybe we'll try one. I usually watch the game with my son, so
yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't never got into it, but
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
do one or two. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
That would be fun. I'm trying to find different fans of different teams. Like whenever we play them, like, hey, you want to join me and do this? And but yeah, usually it's me, my cousins. We all watch them and get food and watch them
Yeah,
and just have fun. My cousin is a teacher, so she'll do her homework and watch the game and then do her homework and then watch the game, and it's a lot of fun. Back when I was in school, we would that was our thing. We would wait till Sunday. We would both be doing our homework and watching the game. So
yeah,
luckily, because I was in sportscasting, I could use what I was watching and then use that for my assignments and mold everything around me, covering the Steelers,
yeah.
doing a video for them. So I was always, I don't know, I think I picked the right profession and getting that degree. So putting it to
Fun.
use finally. So, but yeah, yeah, that's an hour. That's the first episode of Yinzer Talk on the Hardcore Sports Network, Sleeper Sports Media. Jason from Mike Drop Sports, thank you again for joining me.
I know.
We will be back tomorrow. Or no, I will be back Friday for SmackDown and for my Post Bell podcast. I'm sure you'll be back tomorrow
Yep.
and Friday with your lives. Saturday too, probably.
Yeah, probably.
So, all right. Thank you guys for everyone that did find the stream in the chat. Thank you guys. Thank you. Definitely appreciate it. So we will see you next time. Have a good night, everyone. Peace out.
Peace, man. Thanks, Nick.
Yep.